Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that rattling was Mr. Robert Manning trying to get himself ready for tonight's show here on
Yeah.
Tales Set. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody. Hope everyone's having a blessed, dreamful day. Wish I could say the same thing for the people of Book of Clarence, but boy, is that bombing. But I am your de facto host for tonight, the real deal Ryan O'Regan. Mr. Scott Churchland is out for the evening. Man needs a break.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine because I still have the other two rudders of this ship, Mr. Davion Boosie and Mr. Robert Manning. Good boys, how are you tonight? You doing good?
Living the dream.
Oh, that ain't what I wanted to do. Crap.
You are always trying to rely on that. My God.
I'm like, that's what I was trying to do.
Oh,
I love it.
what a showman. Seriously.
Hey, what you expect?
There we go.
I'm expecting a lot considering as we are speaking right now, the Emmy Awards are going. Oh, I know we're going to have competition from that.
Oh, wait. Tonight's the Emmys?
Tonight is the Emmys right now, yes.
Yep.
Which shows you how much they care about the Emmys, considering they're putting it on a Monday night across from Monday Night Football.
Correct.
So,
Which is, I could care less, about the football no more. So if y'all want to talk about the Emmys, we can. But yeah,
Oh, was somebody a Cowboys fan?
Are we? I'll behave.
Hey, there's always next year.
I will behave. Oh God, Rob, you lucky you somewhere in another state.
You them boys? Sorry, I had to. But hey, I will let you guys know the safest place in Texas if there's ever a tornado is the Dallas Cowboys Stadium because there's no chance of a touchdown there.
okay.
Anyways,
Before we get into anything, I do want to say, at least right off the top here, congratulations to Ayo Edebiri for winning, I believe, Best Supporting Actress for her work on The Bear.
Who did?
Ayo Edebiri.
Okay, cool.
Congratulations.
Who I know as the girl who took over Jenny Slate's voiceover work on Big Mouth.
Oh, wow.
That's the only thing I remember her from. I'm sure she's done a lot more, but it's just that name, that's how it clicks for me. But getting into tonight's topics tonight, guys, as many of you may know, we did go ahead and see, well, I did go ahead and see Mean Girls over the weekend. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Box office wise, it did go ahead and meet expectations, actually surpassing expectations for the 4-day weekend. Pretty much making up its budget over the weekend. And that made me want to ponder, why are so many people scared of musicals? Davion, yes, you have an answer.
Because it's a risk factor. If you could go to a musical play and then they introvert or insert that into a theatrical filmmaking thing, it's like I could actually go see the musical in New York, but technically it's cheaper if you go to the theater to see it. But I guess because you don't get that feel of
live.
Yeah, that live
factor.
Correct. And wait, let me finish.
Okay.
And it depends on what type of musical. Like the Rocky Horror Pictures is a musical about horror, but
wow,
that's a crazy movie.
Hold on. Wait. Did you just say Rocky Horror Picture Show is about horror?
Rob?
That's technically
like one of the scary movies of all time.
It wasn't.
Depending on how you feel about Tim Curry and drag, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, that's scary enough.
Ron, do not get the Tim Curry stands on you, please. As it is.
Oh wow! Wow! Wow!
Rob's gonna make us get letters.
I did not say that, audience. If you're going to attack somebody, attack the guy underneath me.
Hey, I
Flip it.
wear an elf suit. There's nothing more, I can take any comment.
Oh my god! But back to the subject. But it varies depending on what what musical it is. Like what in details. Like to me, I can't see a musical with Mean Girls. But
All right, well, look, I can tell you right now, if you
No.
remember anything about the 2004 film,
yeah,
the musical does not really stray anything away from that. So, I mean, if you like the movie, you essentially should like the musical. Although I can understand maybe some people thinking that the musical version might be a little cringeworthy simply because of the dialogue being instituted into the musical numbers and taking lines that were said by actors and turning them into songs.
right.
But it's not done in a very traditional theatrical Broadway sense. For a Broadway musical, I'd say the music that was used for it was actually much more relatable, much more concurrent.
right.
Nothing
Hey,
old school Phantom of the Opera like.
Raise your hand, Rob. All right. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hold on. What, Rob? What?
So, question about this movie, and I know it's not really spoiler, but is it basically the same exact plot of the movie, like key for key?
Pretty
or did
much,
they change it? Did they change a couple things?
No, I would say they've pretty much stayed. There may be a couple of changes character-wise.
Okay.
Keep things a little bit fresh and updated more with the 2024 audience as opposed to a 2004 audience. And I would say, characters aside, everyone else plays their part like they're supposed to.
And you like this movie, correct?
I love the music. That's the thing with something like this. If you already know what the story is going into it, then it's going to be hard to say that they're going to surprise you with much. But where I was surprised was with the musical talent, was with the songs, the arrangements, the cinematography. There were a couple of good long one-shot tracking motions in this for some of the musical numbers. And I will have to say, not seeing Renee Rapp on Broadway, but seeing her in this, she is Regina George more so than whoever it was in the movie. I know her name. It's off the top of my tongue, but screw it. Renee Rapp is Regina George.
Yeah.
Straight up, that's it. She pulls off the villain so well. And I would even say this is more so Janice's movie than it says Katie's. Having Ollie Cravalho, the voice of Moana from Disney's Moana, having her play into it, she's like the polar opposite to Regina George, and it felt so good just seeing these two little devils kind of battle it out a bit. It really did freshen up things for me as far as I was concerned with that.
That's good.
But I will say, after you explain, yes, The Wiz
See,
is a
there's another
great, yes, The Wiz, yes.
And
we
got a
that's in the
YouTube
same
comment.
vein as Mean Girls. If you've seen The Wizard of Oz, you know how The Wiz is going to work out. But you're not going there for the storytelling. You're going there because of how they're going to show you how the story goes. Now, you take that in comparison to something like Wonka, which has been a hit ever since the Christmas season.
Yeah.
And you don't know necessarily how that's going to end or how that story is going to turn up, but you're there for the showmanship. You're there for the candy-coated goodness. You're there for some of the familiar sights and sounds.
And it was really good.
I know. You saw that, right, Rob?
Yes, I saw that movie and I enjoyed it. I did not have a problem with Hugh Grant being Oompa Loompa, but I did see an interview recently that they were like, I'm not going to I forgot who it was. It was a comedian that is a person that said that he wished he would have got the role instead of Hugh Grant, I know we've talked before in the past about certain people playing certain characters and stuff. Like when we talked about I think Snow White and the Dwarfs and stuff. But anyways, he was complaining. He's like, when you have people like Hugh Grant, that's a big actor that takes that part and is not I don't know what the proper terminology, and I don't want to offend anybody. What is the proper terminology of someone that would play Oompa Loompa?
They were
Never
Oompa
mind.
Loompa.
Like that would play like a Munchkin. That would
Someone
play
at a certain height, I would say.
Yes. What is the proper terminology
I
of?
believe the proper term would still be dwarf.
Okay. So yes, the person, he's a dwarf, and he was saying that he wish he would have, people like Hugh Grant come and takes those jobs away.
And I agree with him because there's other actors besides Peter Dinklage that would love to take Hugh Grant's role in that movie.
And it's funny you mentioned Peter, because Peter Dinklage actually had an opposite opinion and said that
that's why
he finds it offensive.
It is, and that's what I said. Like Peter Dinklage, for whatever reason, he takes it offensive of playing like a short person. But the reason behind it is because he's explaining to people there's more to us than just being characterized as seven dwarves.
Yeah.
More to us than being a Oompa Loompa. Like they do, like, people have personalities. People that you think are not action stars can be action stars. Like, it's people that think I'm just a nerd and a geek, but really, I could pull off an action role like nothing.
You're an actor?
Stop it. Stop it.
But I will say, congrats on Wonka on being number 9 of 2023 right now.
Yes, crossed $500 million.
Yeah, $500,000.
It is officially Warner Brothers' second best film of 2023 behind Barbie.
Yeah. So,
and there is something to be said for it. I mean, I know a lot of people were probably turned off by the idea, but it can be a very fun ride if you choose it to be.
What's helping it a lot, and I know this is with a lot of movies, but what's helping that movie a lot is the fact that the foreign people are loving it so much. It's killing in a box offices over there.
Because that's the idea. When you have something like this, and then you have something like Mean Girls, I mean, they're both much more energetic as far as musicals go.
So how did Mean Girls do in box office this last weekend, opening weekend?
It's pretty much made its budget. Its budget was $36 million. I think it's going to round out Monday with 33 or 34.
33, 34.
It pretty much doubled whatever Beekeeper made. That's for sure.
The what?
Beekeeper only made about 18.
Okay.
What 18 million?
Yeah. So it came in 6th place. So that right there, like I said, the fact that this made first and Wonka is doing so well. But here's the problem. Here's the rub of it all. Because you will still have people going ahead and saying, oh, we can go ahead and we can take a Broadway musical. And like Shucked. Shucked just recently finished its Broadway run, and it's going to get a movie musical adaptation. But then you have people that go ahead and do something like what Paramount's marketing did, and they said they intentionally avoided using the word musical to promote Mean Girls. As it says in Variety right here, we didn't want to run out and say it's a musical because people tend to treat musicals differently.
Right.
The movie is a broad comedy with music. Yes, it could be considered a musical, but it appeals to a larger audience. Now, do you guys really think that like musicals themselves are so much more of like a niche thing that if you use the word musical, it's like,
I think so, because when some people, and I'm not talking about myself, but I know there are some people.
Where are you? I can't even see your head.
You can't see me?
There we go. Okay.
All right. So what I was saying is, I believe personally that, when you hear the word musical, it turns off some people. I'm not saying it turns off me, like I'll go watch it anyways, but there are some people that feel like that they just don't like those kind of movies. Like there's people that don't like Phantom of the Opera, which is a great musical. I love that. But if they hear the word musical, they don't want to go into a movie that's basically just going to have singing. Yes, and I know that's at least the exception, the conception. When you hear musical, you think that they're going to be singing the entire time of the movie, which obviously does not happen. But that's just my opinion and standpoint. But I like musicals. I don't have a problem with them.
Me, it depends on.
I mean, Disney movies are musicals.
Yeah, but it depends on what the musical is based upon. Like, I did not like the fact that they made The Color Purple into a theatrical musical.
But they did that because it was on Broadway. That's why they did it. It
I
was
get it,
already
but-
a musical on Broadway.
But it takes away from the original. Like, the original had a dark, deep story to it. And we wanted to keep that because of the fact that it actually told a story which happened during a certain time. So,
Hold on. Are we talking about the original
Yeah.
movie?
yeah,
What about how close was the Color Purple musical close to the Broadway? Was it identical?
yeah, kind of, sort of, but it
Isn't
wasn't.
that what the goal is? I mean, they did say in advance when people went to go watch it that would be a musical. Like I knew that up front.
Like, at first, it wasn't stated that when they first made the announcement about it.
No.
But then later on, they slowly inched it in and told people, or some of us found out that it's a musical.
Right.
So
Well,
it did.
yeah, as it says here, you can see trailers for Wonka and The Color Purple. They don't say musical either, and rightfully so. It doesn't say Wonka the musical or Color Purple the musical. It's pretty
Right.
much just a
Right, but
trailer.
when people started asking if it's
It's choreography, there's songs, there's a certain uptone to the music that you
Right.
wouldn't necessarily say is part of the overall composition. Things that really stand out. But a normal person just going to look at it and see whether or not it looks entertaining. Period.
Right.
yeah. Which
I don't necessarily like the idea of this. I don't necessarily like the idea of saying, "Oh,
But
we
you're
have to
not-
hide that it's a musical."
But sometimes it's like trickery. Like, you're trying to draw the audience.
It feels like they're trying to bait and switch.
Right.
Yeah.
And that usually never goes over well with an audience.
Really
if
doesn't.
you go ahead and you have a trailer that shows one thing,
Right.
make
Which-
it as expressive as possible. Because the minute they go into the theater and they see the movie, and the minute that first song comes through, if they don't think it, they're going to be angry.
Right. Which when it came to The Color Purple, I found out weeks before it even came out that it was going to be a musical.
Yeah, it a week before it came out. Compared to
I want to say I knew like 2 or 3 weeks before. I knew way before. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I knew way more in advance that was going to be a musical. Unless, did we talk about the week before it came out? I thought we talked about it on here when we did Trash or Cash, and we talked about it, and we when we did the Cash or Trash, we knew right there and then that it was a musical, because we talked about asking if it was a reboot, and somebody said it was a musical, so I knew right there.
Yes.
Wasn't that more than a week before it came out? Am I wrong?
I think it was
No, that was pretty much the week it came out because
Yeah,
there
the week-
Okay.
was no movies coming out that weekend. There was
Okay.
some coming out on Saturday, there was some coming out on Friday, and there was some coming out Christmas Day.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
came out. Color Purple came out Christmas Day. But the thing is, Wonka and Mean Girls shows that musicals can be profitable if they just went ahead and leaned a little bit more into the promotion of it and really embraced it. It could have done even better than it has. Case in point has been Hotel. Now, do you guys know about this?
No.
I know you talked a little about it in the group. The only thing I do know about it is you said this is a spin-off, right, of the other thing, correct?
Technically, Hell of a Boss is a spin-off of this. There was an
Okay.
original animation episode created back in 2019 by Bivsy Pop.
So the only thing I know
and,
about this, sorry,
I forget her last name, but you can find her on YouTube as Bivsy Pop, Bivziepop. So she went ahead and did this. It caught fire. You know, all it had was like maybe one or two musical numbers in it, but for an episode that was like a planned project, it went well.
Right.
Now, the thing of it is, she made the spinoff, Hell of a Boss. Hell of a Boss is now in its second season. It is a YouTube phenomenon. You know, you've got, I personally love it. And it is a musical series, just like Has Been Hotel was propagated as.
right.
But now, thanks to A24, Has Been Hotel is going to have its first full season on Amazon this Friday. It premieres, although technically the first two episodes have already premiered. If you have I think it's an A20. Did you know A24 has its own app, like A24 Plus?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but apparently that's where the first two episodes were released. There's already like streaming of one of the musical numbers from the second episode and everything. I imagine the first one is going to be essentially a remade version of the first concept video from back in 2019. But this is going to be as much a musical as anything else. And the people love these characters. They love the songs. They love the Broadway talent that Vivian is able to go ahead and cast for these actors and for these musical numbers. This is going to be on all media, whether it be X or TikTok, Instagram. You are going to see this, whether you like it or not. And I am hyped for it. But I could see how some people would be put off by it being a musical when you've seen other animated stuff on Amazon, like Invincible or Vox Machina, and you know those things are a little bit more rude and crude. And this is going to be rude and crude. This is strictly rated R.
So like a Sweetie Todd.
Yes, there's going to be blood. There's going to be violence. There's going to be rampant sexual innuendo. But it's still a musical, and it's still
Right.
fun.
No. And that's what I see. Sweetie Todd was done very well. That's what I liked as a musical. Like the story, the singing, the fact that he was a serial killer barber. It was good. I love it.
Yeah,
was
no,
something-
this story, it's about the daughter of Lucifer creating a hotel to rehab all the poor souls and demons in hell in order to reduce the overpopulation in hell. So the thing is, if they go to the hotel, they rehabilitate, they get sent up to heaven, overpopulation is solved. Obviously, there are some people that will help her, there are some people that will hurt her. And then you have Alistair, the radio demon. This guy right here. I just love everything about him. He has this voice where it's kind of like garbled up like an old 1940s, A Christmas Story, radio sort of voice.
Yeah.
He is just so classy.
So with
if
this,
I was thin enough, I would dress up as him for Halloween. But nah, I can't do that.
so with this series, do the other characters make an appearance or no?
Oh yeah, no. Obviously you have Charlie, Charlie Morningstar. She's the lead right here.
I meant like, for example, I know the voice of Invader Zim is in the series, not this hotel one, but the other series.
Oh yeah, no. She'll have actors who work on that series come over to this series. The thing
That's
is,
what I was asking.
they are in the same universe. It's just that
Yeah.
Hell of a Boss is kind of like, think of it like this. Think of Has Been Hotel happening in like the California Beverly Hills of hell, and Hell of a Boss happens more in like Newark, New Jersey.
Or just think of Antimaniacs with Pinky and the Brain. Same universe, just two different shows. Can make cameos
Yeah,
at any
not to
time.
say these two couldn't intersect at some point, but they're both on like polar opposites of the world that they live in.
Oh, so they're
If and
you
when
won't-
they do interact, who knows? It probably would
Okay.
be something. If the show goes well, maybe they get a season 2. Maybe that happens. Maybe there's a crossover episode. You don't know, but I'd say this has enough of a following, enough of a fandom, especially with younger people, that this is going to really go ahead and be a nice little benchmark to kick off the year. Between this and Mean Girls, it's going to look like a very musical 2024.
and Wonka.
Wonka,
It's still technically 2023.
yeah.
Yeah.
But when that thing comes out on streaming or people start purchasing it, and then they can have their own version and they can make their own clips for TikTok or whatever, then yes, you will see an uptick there. But yeah, I am personally all for musicals. Anybody that's watching, if you are pro musical, let us know in the comments, whether here or any place else you're finding us. Again, this is Tales from the Film Set. We are on every Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally, there's 4 of us. Thankfully, there's 3 of us because I couldn't handle a 4th one because I am just too stressed. But moving on to our next topic. What? Hold on. What? Why the thumbs down day?
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's keep going.
Downed me.
I don't know what you're talking about. Keep going.
I saw that.
Almost like this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw it.
I was just stretching my fingers, you know.
Hey,
think
it
he
is
was-
being recorded.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well then we'll just skip your topic and we'll go right to Rob.
Fine. I guess a lot of people don't want to know about Echo and other people's opinions about Echo. So guess what? Fine.
Hope you like that title.
Because Echo repeats Marvel's 2023 downtrend.
So I know I'm gonna get. Are we giving spoilers?
Yeah,
I
because
mean-
it's already out. It's already out. It debuted Tuesday last week.
I haven't seen it all.
It's hard to just go ahead and like not give spoilers at this point.
Okay, so pretty much the story.
What can we say?
Just don't give the ending. That's all I ask because I haven't seen all 5 episodes.
Okay, so pretty much the story began like if you ever saw Hawkeye series
Which we did here on Stream Punk Entertainment. We actually did a watch party for the entire series of Hawkeye when it came out.
Did we?
I
We
don't
did.
think-
Well, I mean, this was before you joined us, Rob.
Right.
I know
Oh.
Davion and I and Scott, and
Cool.
I think JT might have been in a couple of those too.
right.
So if you ever want to go ahead and get into Hawkeye and you want some companion pieces to listen to, definitely check out the website on YouTube for that. But yes, post Hawkeye, there was that one scene where Kingpin and Echo, played by Aquala Cox,
Mm-hmm.
and the series pretty much takes up 5 months after that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and pretty much the whole premise is her trying to find herself. Thank you, Mawa.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of bad reviews.
It was. Let me tell you why it was bad reviews, because everybody was thinking because it's Disney, everything got to be all wholesome and grateful. No, it's not wholesome and grateful. Marvel films are not wholesome and grateful. The comic book is not wholesome.
Jeez, dang, did we hit a nerve?
Yes. I'm tired of people having. I respect your opinion, but if you're not a comic book reader and know anything about certain characters, I can't say what I want to say. I'm going to be nice.
You good? You calm?
I'm not good, but I'm just going to be nice because the stuff I wanted to say, I can't say on this show. So pretty much do your research the character. Don't just watch something and then think, oh, this is a bad series. I don't like it. And not get your, see, this is my problem with people. Well, not everybody, but with certain people. There's people that do not like to do their research. It tells you about a lot of people that don't really like to look up things, or you have Google to basically figure out what's going on. You can get free comic books off if you actually look up Google. People do not do their research. Oh my
Who
god.
has time?
Huh?
Who has time to do
You
research?
got a smartphone. You look at Facebook almost every single day. So you tell me who got time? Are you
Rob,
serious?
why don't you get started?
Are you serious? You spend more time on Facebook than you do trying to do a research paper. And it's really simple. You can actually do your research paper on your smartphone. I just think we're in a society of laziness.
I love Dave. It's great.
But what do you have to say?
I say Rob has not. Rob's seen the first episode. I liked it. I do think it's nice that you get the behind the scenes story of what's going on in the Hawkeye, and they kind of show you, gives you more, like, I would say, development of who that character is in Hawkeye when you see, that he gets unalived in Hawkeye. You find out it's her dad, first episode, spoiler, sorry. But
yeah, you said non-spoiler, so
sorry. No, my bad.
Damn, Rob, first you rile him up, but then he's spoiling stuff.
See?
Anyways, so it explains things from Hawkeye, and I appreciate that about the first episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I will say the beginning of the show kind of confused me, which, I wasn't expecting, but,
How did it confuse you, Rob? How did it confuse you?
I wasn't expecting to see Indians.
Bro.
I'm not being,
Bro.
I just was not expecting it.
Bro, I'm glad he left. Bro, dude, the character is a Native American. Are you freaking kidding me?
Or Native American. I don't know what their proper terminology is. I'm sorry. I was growing up with the Indians' name. Sorry. Native America.
No, Native American.
Native American. I'm sorry.
And
come back, Ryan.
Her
Don't leave me
origin
alone.
is Native American, bro. Her whole story, if you understand Echo, you will understand. That's why I said,
I didn't know that. I didn't know
Did
that
you do
part.
research? Did you do research?
No, I haven't had the time. I've been working nonstop.
Okay. Do you have a smartphone?
Okay.
The entire
Right,
show.
stay
Echo.
out of it. Stay
No,
silent.
guys, dude, if I don't at least rein this in, Scott will never let me do this again.
Plus, I get annoyed by people bashing and making fun of the actress online. Same thing. I do get annoyed by that too.
Yes, that is unfortunate considering because of her attributes, she fits the character much more accurately than, say, most actresses could.
Right.
So she is someone who is hearing disabled. She does use American Sign Language. She does have, these issues that the character does have. So there is like a natural aspect to her playing the character.
Yeah.
And mind you, they've already kind of prefaced the idea of like using Native American or Aboriginal American history in Marvel. If you anybody that watched What If season 2.
Yes, the What If season 2.
Like, introducing the character Kahori. Which is basically, Space Stone landing on Earth way sooner than it should have. Native American tribe ends up having like a special space world that they get visited to, and because of
that episode, it was good.
Kind of in the same way that the Mind Stone changed Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. So there's a lot to be said for what you can possibly do with that.
Right.
And while Echo does kind of like have some power to her, it's still street level, which is why it works so perfectly with Kingpin and Daredevil, and now the entirety of the Defenders that we've gotten the okay from, that because of Echo, because of the series, everything that was on Netflix
is canon.
Is canon now in the MCU. It's just street level.
I like to add. I this called her a mutant, but she is not a mutant. It's pretty much the spiritual aspects of the Native Americans. So that wouldn't count as a mutant, ladies and gentlemen. That would count as a spiritual form.
So wait, they called her a mutant in the show?
No, I referenced her as a mutant.
Oh.
But when I did my research,
If this was Pee Wee's like Pee Wee's Funhouse or something, like the minute someone says research, everyone would be yelling and screaming.
that would be good. But yeah, because maybe we need to bring that back. People to do their research and not going by other people or some blogger making statements. But back to the subject, I had to look up the whole character Echo, and it's pretty much her spiritual essence from her Native American family and her ancestors that basically give her the abilities to develop those powers. It's not like Wakanda, where what you call a herb from a space where we drink, and next thing you know, they have superpowers and is strong. A mutant is basically a genetic form where they develop powers, but not in the way that Echo had developed. It was more of a spiritual aspect.
Okay, well, Marvel aside, I do want to touch on the fact that as far as Rotten Tomatoes is concerned, which take Rotten Tomatoes for what you will, the consensus is that it is at 72% from the critics. So it's pretty much in line with the lower end of Marvel. At least better, I think, than Secret Invasion.
Better than the Marvels, right?
No, we're talking about miniseries.
Oh, miniseries.
Yeah, but
I love Secret
Invasions.
Invasions.
So the critics like it more than the audience does.
Because a lot of people don't do their research. She's an unknown character to certain people because they don't know too much about her. If you actually look her character, see, this is why let me not say the word. If you're a Marvel fan, you would do your R. I'm gonna stop saying the R word.
Yes, please.
Because I'm not trying to make people feel like they're not educated. I just because everybody claims that they're so busy, but they have a smartphone and look at Facebook.
Well,
7. So
that's why it's our job. If you're the one that does the R word, make videos about it.
Oh, stop! Oh, I love you. Yo, you the man right here. Wow.
Like Day, like you said, if you because you're a person that's actually done the research, I'm using the word, whatever, done the research, then that's where you make content about it and you tell the world what you learn, and then people watch you, and then you get views. Because I would do that. I don't have the time to specifically go look it up, but I could put you in the earphone and listen to what you have to say.
Okay. I'll take that.
So, because I mean, that's why I do, I listen to podcasts. Because when I'm at work, I can just put an earbud in and then I'm listening to podcasts all day.
Because I like to tell people, even if you're listening to me, even if you're listening to a podcast show, I want people to do their own research because of the fact that it could be something that I'm saying is wrong. It could be something somebody on the podcast show saying is wrong, and they never correct themselves.
Well, true. But then that's where you have the viewers that are listening that maybe somebody does know this stuff and then they call them out on it. And then, they say, hey, by the way, this ain't exactly right. But,
And I respect people that, would call me out on it. And I'll be like, okay, let me follow up because nobody's perfect.
Nope.
We all make mistakes. But if you just take everything that I say for granted and not do it.
See, I'm looking through some of the reviews here, especially via the critics, and I think I understand what people have as an issue with the show. I think it's one of those shows that it probably needed more time to really tell its story. Like, I know a lot of people probably don't know who Echo is, whether you're Marvel or not. It doesn't really matter.
Which they
But
changed. Oh, sorry.
no, the
Alright,
fact of the matter is, this has only a 5 episode run. Not every episode is an hour's length. And it falls into a weird sort of middle area where it's like, it's too short to be a sizable series to tell everything it wants to tell, but it's also too long to simply be like a television movie that if they were had the proper pacing, you would have been able to tell everything that you needed to tell.
right.
And that really comes more on just like, I guess maybe it was going to be a longer series, but then they saw all the stuff that they were doing and they decided to cut down on it. Maybe it was supposed to be more of a companion piece to go along with Daredevil Born Again, which
Which
that's on the
got
back
pushed
burner
back.
now.
Yep.
So it's hard to say. It's one of those things where it's just, if you enjoy the Netflix series and you enjoy that kind of like pacing and movement and stuff, but it's on a shorter scale, you may enjoy it.
Yeah.
Anyone expecting this to be like a rebirth of any of that stuff, or to really turn the tide of what Disney has been doing with Marvel, you're gonna probably be a little disappointed because there's not a lot of meat on that bone. No offense to her having a prosthetic leg.
Now I will say this. I'm glad that Disney finally pulled the trigger with mature television.
Well, they need to for Deadpool 3. They need to get the audience ready.
Yeah.
Right, because they're keeping it rated R.
Yeah, because trust and believe. And I'm a huge Deadpool fan. And when I say I'm a huge Deadpool fan, right behind me, I do have an autograph signed Deadpool birthday cake. I forgot what it was when he pops out. Autographed by the creator of Deadpool.
Yep, Rob Liefeld.
All right, I believe you. I'm sure it's back there.
And they better do this film justice.
Well, if they don't, then they're gonna lose everybody.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's still being worked on. There's still time. Have more faith in Ryan Reynolds than have faith in Disney.
It's not Ryan Reynolds. It's not Ryan Reynolds. And I hate when people say, oh, have faith in Ryan Reynolds. It's not him. It's Disney itself. It's the people they have working behind the scenes, directing and telling people how to run things, like Ryan Reynolds. And he's the one that basically put Deadpool on the map when it comes to the feature film. So it's like,
this is the first time that we're actually dealing with a character in the MCU that has not been built up by Kevin Feige and the people at Disney. This is a Deadpool. This is a character that has been fully realized and created by Ryan Reynolds and the people over at Fox.
right.
So they can't really mess with it.
Because if they do, because right now there's behind the scenes discussion saying that like stuff that was leaked, and they're blaming Disney for leaking that stuff.
Yeah, and then Ryan Reynolds is the one that got on there and be like, hey, stop. Just stop. And people stopped.
yeah,
They had no choice but to stop because look, you got people like a huge fan of Deadpool. I'm going to try my best to go to the premiere. I want to go to the premiere because I've been to Deadpool 2 premiere, and that was the moment of my life where
Sorry, I just had to, you were going in.
no, I paused and you took me off, but it's okay. It was
I know, I thought I had to refresh it.
no.
he paused himself.
Don't stand you like that.
Thank you, Rob. You get redeeming points now. But
You're welcome, Rob, for that opportunity.
but I will say this. That was my first red carpet premiere.
Did you
Yeah,
get to meet Ryan?
Yes, and I was in outfit cos. They gave me a costume to
He
dress.
gave you a costume?
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
Yes,
You should show that on the podcast sometime
I will.
for Deadpool 3.
Well, considering his Red Hood costume was confiscated by somebody else, might as well stick to the Deadpool for at least a good few months.
Well, I got Deadpool. You remember Deadpool 1 where he at the end of Deadpool where he was in a robe and had the mask and the gloves? The end
Yes,
credit?
the Bueller ending.
That's what I cosplay as when I was in New York Comic Con.
Dope.
All right, I can see it.
And to be honest with y'all, that was a moment of my life that I cherished for the rest my whole entire life. Going to the Deadpool premiere 2. Actually was set up to wear the costume, meet Ryan Reynolds, meet everybody. I mean, I got anything like stuff, but it was just a moment of being there.
Yeah.
And that
if you go to the third one.
Yeah, and that was like a moment of my life. It was like the epitome, like the pinnacle of my life. Like nothing could get higher than that. And lo and behold, but I still will put that high because I was able to meet Ryan Reynolds. He is my favorite actor. He's somebody I would love to work with in the future.
But is he your favorite Ryan?
Yeah. I would say Ryan, you're number 2. But Ryan Reynolds? I'm sorry, you can't compare yourself with Ryan Reynolds.
You met the man once.
No.
Oh, what? I gotta get you a costume now in order to be.
No, it has nothing to do
I'll
with
go to Party City. Don't think I won't.
My first DVD wasn't Deadpool by Ryan Reynolds. It was just Friends.
All right. Anyway, speaking of cons, let's give Rob his time to shine here. Because once again, we have our little segment where Rob Manning goes on report at a Comic-Con and tells us what's going on.
Yeah,
Rob on a con, which I have named
Rob
it.
Anacon or Rob Anacon. But yes. So we got
It's funny to actually think of you on the con, plus alliteration, rhyming, all that good stuff.
yes.
But yeah, so you went to NWA Comic Con over there in Arkansas.
Yes. Where
How was
it was fantastic. Huge shout out to NWA Comic Con for letting us do press at the event, which was fantastic. Make a quick story short on that. Basically, I messaged the con. They're like, email this, and then I emailed them, and we've done press.
Rob,
What?
You can't give away trade secrets like that.
Oh.
And everybody will go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. Well, I know Scott has said the story last podcast, so. But anyways. Anyways, we got in with anyways, we got in, and then I told Scott, hey, by the way, we got in, and it was like, oh, cool. So anyways, so back to the con. It was great. We got to meet people. We met all 4 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle voice actors.
I saw the picture with Cam Clark. I was happy about that.
Yes. Let's just say if you guys are a fan of the Turtles, this coming up week on the YouTube Stream Punk Cinema. Make sure you do those separate words or the YouTube will not pop up. At least for my yes, or at least for my experience, if you type it in all one word, I cannot find the channel to save my life.
Wow.
You have to type up Stream Punk and then Cinema. But yes, so if you're not already following us, I know there are people commenting on the YouTube, but if you're not already following us on there, please go follow there. Because this week, we will be having 3 interviews from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
And
The
if you're
original 1980s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
the
yes.
original, yes.
Yes.
And if you're a fan of the channel, you'll know why I said 3. Because we already
Because
have
you've done Rob Paulson to death.
we already have Rob Paulson on the channel, so we didn't re-interview him. So we will have all 4 turtles on the channel.
Nothing against Rob Paulson. We do love
No.
Rob Paulson here.
No. I even went and saw Rob. I saw Rob, said hi to him. Yes, we love Rob Paulson. Any chance I go to a con, I always either have a consignment or I go say hi to him because he's just a down-to-earth person. But you can only interview somebody usually only interview them once, unless maybe something new comes out, then maybe you'll interview them again or something like that. But for my questions, we usually only interview one person, Then the other people we got to meet is Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is Dan Green. We got to meet him. One of my biggest childhoods growing up is the show Yu-Gi-Oh! I watched that show nonstop. And yeah, so I love that show. And we also met Eric Stewart, which Dan Green, there will be an interview coming up soon. That's another person that we got to interview at the con. So that was pretty fun. Eric Stewart, y'all would know as Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! Or he is known as Brock / James from Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So, fun fact, Brock is James.
Oh yeah, I never really put that together.
And
Seto
then
Kaiba
Misty,
and Brock are the same
Misty
voice.
wasn't at the con, but Misty was Jesse. So Ash's best friends were his worst enemies.
Nice.
Wow.
Kind of like the Fairly Odd Parents, that Cosmo Wanda is Timmy's parents.
That just blew my mind.
And Cosmo is Jordan Von Stringle.
I'll be back.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we got to meet, and then we met Courage the Cowardly Dog. That interview will be going on. We got to interview him, and then Sam J. Jones, which you would know as Flash Gordon, and you would know.
No, whoa. Hold on. I know you're young, but the proper way to do this is Flash. Defender of the universe.
That's what I was kind of trying to do without doing the whole song.
Right. Let's do that again.
Flash.
So yes, which also is in Ted 1 and 2.
Yes.
And we interviewed him as well. So that'll be on the channel. So this con was crazy. The fact that we got 6 interviews. We also got to say hi to, there's no interview, but we got to say hi to Alan Tudyk at the con. Stephen Cardenas was there from the Power Rangers. And just by far, the con, for the amount of people that were there, you had about 10 different guests. You were supposed to have Kurt Angles, but because of, so I know these two here don't understand Arkansas weather, because when these two get snow, it's not a big deal. Life goes on. But
correct.
When snow happens down here,
sorry, wait. Are you saying that when we get snow, it's not a big deal?
Well, no. Hold on.
Do you know how corrupt our government is?
No, because Scott,
somebody to plow around here.
Well, Scott told me when you guys get snow, there's 20 people lined up to do the hospital driveway. Is that not true?
Yeah, but he's up in Lodi. That's basically the same thing as being across from New York City.
Right.
But
We're
anyways,
down here in the slums. We're Union County. We feel that.
What I'm trying to say is, if we get 1 inch of snow, just 1 inch of snow, school's canceled. Everything's shut down with 1 inch of snow. So with this convention, we got lucky because we went Saturday and Sunday we got 4 inches of snow. So it's a good thing I came back home. because, like I said, things get shut down out here and stuff. So Kurt Angle's couldn't come down because of the weather, is what I was getting to.
Oh,
Basically, but I did get to say hi to Jimmy Hart.
Oh, the Mouth of the South. Yes, Jimmy Hart.
the one with the mic.
Yes.
Yeah. Megaphone.
Yep. He was there. We said hi.
Oh yeah, he's down to earth. He's straight up cool. Like I met him at the airport. You can have a conversation with him.
Give him a Red Bull. You've got him all day.
Yeah.
There we go. So huge shout out to Northwest Arkansas, which we will be posting the videos this week onto the Stream Punk Cinema YouTube channel. And yes, and we're hoping to be able to go to Missouri Comic-Con. That's in 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now, but that'll be the next convention, hopefully, that we'll get to see some people there. But yeah, so I highly suggest following this company, because what's cool about this company is they don't just do Arkansas. If you see the word Comic-Con, besides obviously San Diego Comic-Con, but if you see usually whatever state it is with the word Comic-Con, it's the person Jay that runs the con, most likely runs that one as well.
So is
'Cause I
it the
know
organization NWA? Is that the name of the?
No, if it's got the word Comic-Con, that's why I said besides San Diego. But if it's got
So as long as it's just like the outline of a state.
yeah,
says
if it looks
Comic-Con
something
inside
like
the state.
that and it's got the word Comic-Con, it's most likely them, because I know they're in Georgia, they're in Mississippi, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee. They're all over. So, which if we do go to Missouri, I hope to get to interview the owner, because one of the questions I will be asking him is how many states is he actually in, because they are in a lot of states.
All right, just want to make sure, because NWA has its own lineage.
It's just that one's called NWA because he can't call it Arkansas Comic-Con, because Little Rock is Arkansas Comic-Con. So that's why he calls it NWA for the Northwest Arkansas Comic-Con.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, fun fact.
I'll
That's
tell you
why.
right now, if there was another Comic-Con that was like the NWA con, I'd be going to that.
yeah, because you know what it reminds us of. NWA.
I'm guessing wrestling.
No.
Oh,
Wait, now I'm confused.
and this is showing Rob's age, so be gentle.
Yeah.
So
And
what's
that news, do we have
Wait.
anything else to talk about?
I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
I've already
I thought we had one
on
more
the show
topic.
once before and got it shut down. I ain't doing it again,
What?
even though it's not technically a piece. It's a fake piece, but not a piece.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a piece, but not a piece. I am trying so hard not to get arrested right now.
Dude!
Do we have another topic to talk about?
Dude! Wait, pause, Rob. Pause. Dude!
Also, while Rob does have his interviews coming up on the Stream Punk Cinema website, a couple of other things to take care of. First, we do have some other interviews that will also be joining the YouTube channel and the website eventually. From Anime and Jay back in December. I do have those coming up with Barrett
Yay.
Letty, Caitlin Barr, Kevin Gomez, Laurie Himes, Samantha Cooper, Yara Nika, a whole slew of great voiceover talent. So
Awesome.
those will be coming within the next few weeks. Definitely want to make sure Rob gets his up first, or at least a few of them up first. And secondly, over on the Stream Punk, like not necessarily sports, the Stream Punk Combat, we also do have a mixed martial arts pay-per-view coming up February 3rd. It is called Danger Zone 2. It's just like the first one, only better. Low price for a plethora of mixed martial arts battles that you can go ahead and check out. We will have continuing information on that as the month progresses. But yes, now with that out of the way, is there anything else anyone else would like to touch on?
Yeah. What was the reference about going to jail, bro?
YouTube jail. Well, you don't believe in YouTube jail?
I believe in
it,
social
but
media
I
jail.
don't think that's what you were saying, though.
I mean, we're on YouTube. There's
Yeah.
only one jail for YouTube.
Yeah, NWA reference, but I guess
Well, I'm
that-
not saying I'm gonna like die from AIDS like Easy E or nothing. But I'm just saying I don't want to go to like YouTube jail.
okay, it went over Rob's head. He don't even know.
I'm sorry, I'm young. I don't get this stuff. Isn't there an NWA in wrestling? Am I wrong on that?
No, you're right.
There's an
That's not what we-
NWO.
Huh?
No, it's an NWA wrestling, but that's not the
There
NWA
is
we're
a
referencing.
wrestling, yes, but it's a very little known indie brand.
Yeah,
Okay.
But that's
But
not the
you-
NWA we were even talking about.
exactly. And that note, ladies and gentlemen,
My name is Robert. That's Day.
yeah,
And that's Ryan.
Ryan.
This is Tales from the Film Set.
And we out. Peace.
Oh my god, we got too many white people on this show. Oh.
What?
I said we got too many white people on the show. Too many.
What?